Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over unrated extreme demons in Geometry Dash and seeing if they should get a star rate or they should remain unrated. The majority of these levels have the reasons why people want them rated. Some people want levels rated because maybe they're funny, maybe there's like a meme attached to it or something. Some have great decoration or gameplay, or sometimes both. Some people might want an old Extreme Demon rated back when Bloodbath was #1. Maybe there was a level that could have been top 1 for its time, but it was never rated by RobTop. So instead of going from worst to best, I'm going to be splitting these levels into categories. And in terms of the categories, we're going to go from the least important to the most important. Anyhow, we have 29 levels to look at. Hope you guys enjoy. Starting off with the lowest ranking category, meme levels. You know, the occasional meme level is fine. We have levels like Conical Depression, Low Death, or EXO as examples. These three levels are like, okay, they have the reasons to be rated because they're funny, but these should definitely be put on the back burner. If we were to rate all these levels on this list, I would definitely just save these three for last. Especially with the first one we're going to mention here, which is Quantus Processing. This is honestly the ugliest level on this list. And this is where I would say good call by RobTop not rating this because I don't think it deserves it. It's just quantum processing, but uglier and has all these like random decoration things everywhere. It has no cohesive style whatsoever, and it just like keeps changing, and there's parts where the background's moving and then the ending looks like a bunch of recent tabs slop. The only thing that people have with this level is that it's top 10, and some are saying it's top 2. But other than that, I see no reason for this to get rated. Next up is Ashley Wave Trials. If we were to make an entirely wave-based level, why did it have to look like this? Like, could you have saved this style for like a challenge level or like a hard demon as an example? Like, do you really want a level that looks like this on the demon list? It's the same reason why I'm confused why Poo Cube got rated. I understand people like that level, I just don't get it. The only thing with Ashley Wave Trials, like with Quantus, is that it's a top 10. That's it. Guys, I'm sorry, I literally have nothing to say about this level. I literally, in my last video about this level, where I ranked it the lowest of my upcoming Extreme Demons, I literally had nothing to say about it other than the level was dumb. And I still do today. And the final level of the category is Aquamarine. This is the only level I can honestly get behind. It ain't good, but it's far from bad. In fact, there's only one thing missing from this level, and that's decoration. I honestly don't mind that this is a Scoop and Circle sequel. If this actually had good decoration, I would actually put it on a higher category. But for now, it's considered a meme because it's just Scoop and Circles 2.0. The next category is levels with good ideas or intentions. Just basically levels that bring something neat to the table or something brand new. This category also only has 3 levels, and we are starting off with Misfortune. The only good idea with this level is it's an easier version of Injury, because it has very similar gameplay. So if you want to beat Injury eventually, then this could be like a decent stepping stone. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I kind of just threw this level in this category just because I kind of like this level, but it didn't really fit into the top category, so I just kind of had to put it here. The next one is Based After Based. I don't like the decoration of this level, it's kind of dated, but the good idea here is it only uses duels and there's no spikes, and it's still around top 15. So I think that alone, it could get like a base star rate, but other than that, it's just okay. And then the final level of this category is Dextark. The only thing I can say with this level is, again, it has a unique art style. Other than that, it just is kind of here. This is like honestly the category of just levels. Like there's nothing wrong with them. They're just kind of here. They're like not memes, but they're just okay levels. Like these could all get base rates and I would be okay with it. But other than that, all 3 of these levels are just fine. Now for the middle category, I'm going to call these past top levels. So basically, top Extreme Demons that are around like top 5 to 30, give or take, around like late Tartarus, early Slaughterhouse top 1 times, or even up to early Scoop and Circles top 1 times. And we have a lot of levels here for this category. We have 8 levels plus 4 honorable mentions. Basically, I have honorable mentions because I don't think these 4 levels I'm about to list, I don't think were as good as the rest. So I'm kind of just going to speed run through these first 4. These levels are Through the Gates, The Wonder of You, Ringy Paracosm, and Cimmerian Shade. Through the Gates, I just don't think its decoration is that impressive. There really isn't much to say about it. Even for a more legacy-style level, it just doesn't really stand out. The thing is, though, it was top 10 for its time, so there is that. The Wonder Review is pretty cool, I guess, but again, I don't have much to say about it. This one was around top 25 for its time. Ringy Paracosm, I think, is the least interesting of the circles levels that are going to be on this list, along with Cimmerian Shade. But Ringy Paracosm, I just think it kind of blends in. This one was around top 15 to 30, and then Cimmerian Shade was around top 10. I like the style, but a lot more could have been done with this level. In my opinion, it looks kind of bland. Now for the main part of the list, we're going to be starting with Eternal Theory. Now probably thinking, have I lost my mind putting this on the main part of the list and not the honorable mentions? I'm going to be honest with you, after Stereo Extremeness got rated, then there's Time Extreme, which is going to be hopefully rated soon, and then there is the old Quantum Processing. Eternal Theory honestly wouldn't feel too out of place to get rated now, because it's just an Extreme Demon version of Theory 2. Honestly, some of the parts look pretty solid too. I like some of the darker decoration, especially the part where it's like dark purple. It looks pretty solid. For its time, it was around top 25 to 30, and I think today it'd be somewhat similar. The next level is Henken. This one I don't have much to say about other than it looked pretty decent for its time, and it was a big name of the unrated Extreme Demons for its time as well. For its time, it was around top 15, so it could have been a pretty significant level. And with some garbage levels being rated today, I don't think this one would be too out of place. I'm not saying Henken's garbage, but it's just kind of basic. Up next, we have Stellar Knight. More of like a legacy-styled Extreme Demon. Kind of using the 1.9 style like Tartarus or Acheron. What's really funny is that this level could have been top 1 when it was made, but it was verified a lot later. I think when it was verified, it was around top 10 worthy, which still isn't anything to sneeze at. Overall, if rating 1.9 like legacy style levels, I think this one could really fit, and arguably today it still looks pretty solid. The fourth level is Spectralux. This is a really good looking level and honestly still deserves to be rated for today's standards. I think this could still get at least featured. In terms of difficulty, this is honestly the easiest one on this category. This is only around top 30 for its time, and today it's arguably not even on the demon list. But because of its stellar decoration, I think it could still work as at least a feature, possibly even epic. The fourth to last level of this category is Void of Thought. Now this one might be a bit redundant because now Thinking Space is rated, and I don't know why Thinking Space got rated when this remake is right here. This level was also around top 15 to 20 for its time, so it was very significant. And all I've heard from Thinking Space is that the level is garbage in decoration, and apparently it sucks to play. Void of Thought, I don't know if it's any more fun to play because I probably would only get like 3% of this level anyways, but I'd imagine that this is more fun to play and it looks infinitely better. And now with the upcoming Thinking Space 2, I'd argue even more why this should or shouldn't get rated, because it's honestly just like, well, Thinking Space 2 is coming, so what's the point of Void of Thought being rated? I honestly think if you don't want to be Thinking Space, let's say that's another part of your like ladder to heading to harder levels, maybe instead of Thinking Space, you want to be Void of Thought instead. I arguably think that this level deserved it way more than the original level, because Thinking Space looked really bad even for its time. Next up is Diabolic ClubStep. I am still pretty livid that this level never got rated, not only because it was a stolen top 1, but also all of the other like annoying Extreme Demon ClubStep levels. Like, okay, Silent ClubStep, I get it, it's an Old Impossible level, probably the most infamous Old Impossible level, but then you have stuff like Silent Club, which honestly didn't deserve its rate, it should have just stayed an unrated Extreme. And then you have stuff like Deadlier ClubStep, which, my gosh, is a huge eye strain. I'm talking on the same level as Glowy. And then Diabolic ClubStep is the one that's not rated, and it looks the best. Okay, it doesn't look that great, it doesn't look like the best level of all time, but it definitely looks the best of all the Extreme ClubStep levels. And to top it off, it was top 1 for its time. When it was verified, it was said to be around top 5, or top 4 specifically, because Tartarus was number 4 for its time. But I don't understand. All these ugly ClubStep Extreme Demons are rated, but not Diabolic ClubStep, which arguably is by far the most presentable. That just makes absolutely no sense. What's even crazier is that this level, despite 4 years passing, is that it has no rate still. And the reason I bring this up is because Cobwebs got rated 2 years after it got verified. I'm not saying Cobwebs is a bad level, but I'm pretty sure Diabolic ClubStep deserved a rate way more. Considering Cobwebs was barely a top 10 for its time, Diabolic ClubStep was way above it in terms of difficulty. For the last 2 levels, they kind of go hand in hand with each other because they're both 9 circles levels, and they both look very good. Starting off with Cannon Bay. This one gives me like Hateful Reflection vibes mixed with a bit of Crimson Clutter. It is technically a Crimson Clutter sequel, but I don't really see the connection other than the song. The more I look at it, the better it looks. Like, sometimes, like, I'm I'm thinking like, oh, it's just the red glow circles level, but then I actually see the details and stuff, and it looks very solid. I'd argue this should at least be feature or possibly even epic. Although epic may be pushing it, but at least a feature even for today's standards. For its time, this level was around top 15. And now the other circles level, which is the Nautical, this one doesn't look as good as Cannon Bay, but it does have a more unique circles effect. And again, I don't see how this didn't get at least featured for its time, let alone get no rate. And the reason I said that this and Cannon Bay go hand in hand, not just because they're circles levels, but they were actually around the same difficulty. Even today on the global demon list, they are actually right next to each other on the list right now. They're somewhere like in the 90s, I think. So if we convert these to the regular Pointer Crate demon list, these could still be main list worthy. And again, these are definitely feature worthy for even today's standards. So for the second to last category, which is going to be Legacy Extremes, basically extreme demons that were out when like Bloodbath all the way up to like Sonic Wave was top one. We're talking like the older days of GD. We have a couple of failed top ones, and then there's one level that's just kind of here because it is a popular name amongst the community. This first level is going to be a bit of an oddball compared to the next two, but it is a recognizable name. That level being Bloody Knuckles. I don't really have much to say about this level other than it just feels like it is an old impossible level like Thinking Space. Arguably, I think this one deserved a rate more than Thinking Space. It actually looks a little bit better. Again, guys, I might be a bit shallow with this level, but other than that, there really isn't much to say about it. But if you want to rate this as just like a Legacy Extreme, I really wouldn't mind that much. Let's just say we have a long list of crap to pack up with these next two levels because I am so pissed off that they're not rated, especially for their time. These are two of Virus's failed top ones. Those two levels being Angelic Blood and Athanasia. Let's do this chronologically. We'll start with Angelic Blood. This one was debatable if it was going to be a new top one over Bloodbath, and eventually Virus verified the level. Unfortunately, it would never get rated by RobTop, and if you look on the global demon list today where it's placed, it's probably around Aftermath difficulty. So if this level was actually around and verified when, let's say, Bloodbath was number 1, and then let's say if Cataclysm was number 2, this could have still been a top 2. And I think if the other older extremes were there, this could have still been like a solid top 5. And the thing I just don't get is that this level looked great for its time, and even today, I'd argue if it was still like at least worthy of a star rate. The only thing you can get with it is, yeah, it aged, but other than that, it looks great. And now for Athanasia, this one kind of had the same story. Virus verified it, and it was never rated by RobTop. This one was around top 1 during the Athanatos and Sakupin Hell time, so it was meant to be harder than those. But a couple things went wrong with it. Well, first off was it never getting rated, but then soon after, Sonic's verified Sonic Wave, which was miles harder than it. Man, what a real shame Virus had to go through with that one. Like, having both of these levels not be rated and they both could have been top 1 is insane to think about. Not to mention, these levels look amazing for their time, and even today, again, they are worthy of at least a star rate. The purpose, I would say, to rate these now is if, let's say, you don't want to do Aftermath as, like, part of your ladder. Like, as, let's say, for your difficulty ladder, you don't want to do Aftermath, do Angelic Blood instead. If you don't want to do Athanatos, do Athanasia instead. And because these levels are more Legacy style, and a lot of newer players play, like, Legacy and old levels, so, like, think levels like Bloodbath for their 3rd or 4th Extreme Demon, or levels like Windy Landscape or Supersonic as their first Insane Demon. These can fit right in as, like, their, let's say, 5th, 10th, 15th Extreme Demon. These could really work out. That's actually a question that I'm very curious to find out what the answer was. Why did Angelic Blood and Athanasia never get rated? Were they, like, never sent to RobTop? Did RobTop not like these levels? Which I don't get why he wouldn't. These levels looked amazing for their time. So if anyone actually has, like, a more detailed answer to this, I'd love to know. But other than that, it's a big question of why these levels never got rated. Especially considering they were also top 1 for their time. And now we have the final category. The modern masterpieces. These I figured were the most important because these look the best, also because they are so recent. Because literally right now, RobTop is rating like the 90% of Extreme Demons that even look like crap. So these are 8 levels I could see that are pretty recent that should absolutely be rated. The first one, maybe not so much, because the first one is kind of a mix of a modern masterpiece and a bit more of like a legacy top level. That first level being Zirconia Misery. This is another one of those 9 circles levels where it looks pretty solid. I think all I can really say is that it kind of reminds me a bit of like Verdant Landscape or the Golden or stuff like Natural Disaster, but if it was more of like a yellowish greenish circles level. This one barely snuck the list because I would say like it could be a feature-worthy level, but it almost went into the like third category of the Slaughterhouse to Sakupin Circles timed top levels of their respective time periods. This one kind of got stuck in the middle there, but I think it was just good enough to put as a modern masterpiece. Next up is Blood Echo. I know people don't really like all these hell theme levels getting rated, but this one arguably isn't half bad, and I'd still say it's at least worthy of a feature. I don't have much to say about this level. It's just a solid level in general, and I think out of the crap levels that are out right now, this one definitely stands out at least a little bit. Up next is Xenolith. More of like a crystal level in a sense. This one's like a nice orange crystal level. Looks very good. I think this would be, honestly be the first to get like an epic feature. And I just don't understand why this one was passed by RobTop to not get rated. Usually levels get rated in like maybe like a week or so. Although I'm realizing RobTop's rating just random extreme demons at this point. Like, he's rating the random extreme demons that no one cares about in like a week. But he had to wait like 3 months to rate the Apocalyptic Trilogy. Like, what is going on with that? Well, Xenolith really isn't that well known of a level, at least I don't think so. It's honestly a very underrated level and deserves at least a solid feature. Next up in 5th, we have Stygian Storm. This one kind of gives me Black Blizzard vibes in a sense. This one I'm just going to say just rate this level. It looks very solid, has a nice art style. The only thing that prevented it from going any higher is that it does get worse as the level goes on, but still looks very solid. I'm just saying, like, the beginning is arguably the best part of the level in terms of how it looks. The rest of it just kind of, like, plateaus a little bit. Other than that, I still think this should be at least a solid feature, even if it doesn't make the demon list today. In 4th, we have Monogatari. I have one reason why I'm bringing up this level so high on the list. The reason is this level is just underrated. There is nothing, I have literally nothing to say about this level other than just rate it because it is massively underrated. If RobTop's rating levels that not many people have heard about, this is honestly one of like the poster childs of that. And it still looks very solid. Not to mention the verification video only has around 2,000 views, which honestly is, again, really underrated for a level like this. Next up, the bronze medal, Centipede. I'm going to take a guess that none of you guys are surprised that this made it very high into the list. For some reason, this level was never rated, or at least so far. I just don't get why, because this level was heavily streamed the entire process it was being verified. And it was streamed, like, thoroughly. And everyone knows level. It was a big level for its time. At one point, it was a top 1, but eventually was rebalanced to be around, like, top 20 or something. But it still looked really good, and one of the only levels that uses the 2.2 effects well, unlike Azure Flare as an example. Apparently, some speculations were that the level uses a Nong song, but then how did Tidal Wave get rated? I understand we have to basically force RobTop to rate Tidal Wave, but if Nongs aren't that big of an issue, then what was wrong with Centipede? And if it had to be downgraded in terms of its rate, let's say if the level was feature worthy, it had to be only a base rate because of the Nong. What matters? At least still rate the level. It was arguably rate worthy, possibly even up to epic worthy. I'm not the one to point fingers, but I have to mention this. How did Gagatronda get rated so fast, but Centipede, it's been like countless months and it's still not rated? I guarantee you no one heard of Gagatronda up until the exact moment it got verified. And then people started to realize, oh, this level's harder than Edge of Destiny. I don't understand why Centipede was never rated. It better be like some surprise thing, because the fact that RobTop, again, I'm going to bring this up again. Cobwebs got rated 2 years after, but Centipede was well documented and it never got rated, which makes absolutely no sense. Honestly, the thing I'm more curious about now is what garbage is going to get rated before this. I don't know, let's just see what happens. The silver medal is going to go to Volcanic Gleam. Kind of like a sister level to Aerial Gleam, except I think this one looks even better. I don't know why this level was passed on. There is literally no reason and there's no excuse. This level would have been an easy epic feature, and I guarantee you the excuse was, oh, Aerial Gleam is already rated, so don't rate this one, it's literally just a clone. Which, okay, yeah, you make a point, but this level has so much extra on top of it that it honestly makes it its own level. There is a part in the level, which I'm just going to show a screenshot of right now. This part arguably looks better than the entirety of Aerial Gleam. And then there is the last, like, I don't know, 20 or 15 or so percent of the level where it turns into, like, a nice light blue, representing, like, blue lava. And I arguably think that looks really nice. I think honestly, sister levels, like being like a sister level, I don't think that's enough to offset it for being not rate worthy. Like even if it was downgraded, like take Cataclysm being featured and Aftermath being just base rated. Let's say if Aerial Gleam is epic right now, Volcanic Gleam, even if it just got a feature, at least it's rated. That's what I'm going to say with this level. This was going to be number 1 in this list, but the last level kind of outtook it because it actually is its own unique style, or is actually its own unique level. So Volcanic Gleam just gimped out in 2nd place, but still that does not mean this level should not be passed on because it absolutely deserves to be rated. And I'm sorry, I don't care if it's a sister level to Aerial Gleam, this deserves an epic feature. So now I bet you're asking yourself, what did I put at the top? What in my opinion deserved the rate the most? Well, that level is Sarah's Cavern. The level that went from being number 21 in my ranking upcoming Extreme Demon video to number 1 in this list, somehow in some way. This level barely being list worthy may be the only reason, but I'm just going to say right now, this is arguably one of the best 9 Circles levels of all time, maybe even the best in terms of its decoration. And I wouldn't argue if this got legendary rated, and at the very least, a solid epic. This is like the poster child of the modern masterpieces. I'm pretty sure like there isn't really a level that can get better than this in terms of decoration, or maybe like there's a very small select few. In terms of the realistic lava, this one does it like by far the best, and overall I just think has like the most like unique styles into it. There's one part where it kind of looks like Vehemence at the end. It's like one of the like later parts of the level, and that's another reason I think this level goes above Volcanic Gleam. Volcanic Gleam, you can still again say it's a sister level to Aerial Gleam, and Sarah's Cavern is its own thing. But I think just overall, Sarah's Cavern has the best decoration in terms of it. I don't have much to say about Sarah's Cavern. I just think based off the decoration alone, it's rate worthy, at least epic to legendary. Even though this wasn't the most well-known level of all time, that I can give it like maybe some leverage of why it wasn't rated, because it wasn't that well-known, but it wasn't like a completely voided level from existence. Like there was still some people talking about it. And again, it's rate worthy just off its decoration alone. I don't think this level needed a backup purpose for it to be rated. Like, take levels like Stratus as an example. That level is, I think it was Mythic or something. It was either Legendary or Mythic. That got rated because it was Legendary or Mythic. It didn't have a backup story. It wasn't even a Legacy level. It got made right away. And Sarah's Cavern is the same thing. I think this level, has been out for a couple of years. There was also an older version that still looked pretty solid for its time, and it's been revamped to today's standards. In fact, I think it even succeeds today's standards. Other than that, guys, Sarah's Cavern is going to take number 1 on the top category. I think Sarah's Cavern, in my opinion, is the most deserving of a rate. And there we have it, guys. Some of my opinions on some of the unrated Extreme Demons in Geometry Dash. If you guys want to, you guys can leave a comment down below in the comment section. If you guys want to discuss like anything, like what other levels should be rated that are unrated right now. And let me know if you guys agree with any of the levels I mentioned on this list, and if you guys would like to see these levels rated as well. Before we go, I'm just saying that I'm just becoming more of a freelance channel. This is just like another GD video because I really like Geometry Dash. I've been playing it now for around 4.5 years. I'm almost at 30 demon levels. And I know, guys, this is a really random conversation. I'm just saying that right now I'm going to be becoming more of the freelance channel, basically doing as many things as I can. I might be talking about another game in my next video, maybe like rank my favorite Smash Bros. Characters, or maybe another Pokemon unboxing if I ever find another Pokemon card boxed open because everything is so expensive. Or it might just be like a random talk about video. Anyhow, guys, thank you guys for watching. If anyone is new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Up next is 900 subscribers. If you guys want to, like or dislike this video. And once again, let me know if you agree with any of these levels I mentioned, and if you would rather have some other levels rated as well that I didn't mention on this list. Anyhow, guys, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.